the Tshwane Special Council.
To the test by means of following the agenda. We have concluded this meeting by 2 o'clock already. And then, of course, democracy in its true sense would have been tested as to whether the motions of no confidence would have succeeded. The fact that they are saying, I believe they are saying that the reason why they've rather walked out is because they believe that the Speaker wouldn't allow those motions to go through, has never been tested. They should have just tested the situation. And if they then had to find that the Speaker would have ruled against these motions, then of course they would have had a case. But at this moment in time, all they have is assumptions and allegations.
Then why not allow? Why not allow then the meeting to run in the order that the petitioners have called it in? Why this back and forth?
It is common practice, the way that the agenda was drafted. Common practice that the presiding officer presides over the matters of the House until such time that an item then affects the presiding officer. At that stage, the presiding officer then recuses himself or herself, and an acting speaker takes over. So it's common practice. And of course, you don't set precedent.
Yet again, these motions have not gone to voting or have been tabled for voting by the councillors on the floor. It seems as if from looking that the DA does not want these matters to be voted on because, well, we know with EFF and ANC combined, they have the numbers. So why is it that every time there seems to be a problem with allowing the votes to go through?
You know, you're asking me a very good question there. If they have the numbers, irrespective of the order of the agenda, they still have the numbers. Why didn't they put it to the test?
But then if the Speaker disallows it, then it doesn't go for voting on the ground. So
Exactly.
So the issue is that there has been instances in the past where the Speaker has disallowed, so these motions of no confidence have not actually gone to the floor for voting.
When the Speaker disallowed motions in the past, she did it on good grounds in terms of the law. This time round, why didn't they put it to the test? That's my answer to you. If they have the numbers, why didn't they put it to the test? And if the Speaker then, and I'm repeating myself here, had to then not allow these motions to go through, then they would have had a case in their hands and the Speaker would have had a case to answer. At this moment in time, there is no case because they didn't test the Speaker's rulings.
Can you at least concede that if these matters went to the floor, you would lose as the DA in Tshwane?
I won't concede anything. We will oppose it legally. We will oppose it. And until such time that the numbers are counted, the votes are counted, then we will concede in terms of the law.
I could also ask, is this perhaps by all means that the DA is looking to stay onto power by all means necessary, even including using all technicalities that they are forged signatures that we can't sit, and as well as the same time that it seems as if they should have been tested because otherwise then we wouldn't know whether the motion would have gone through or not?
You know, you're talking about forged signatures. Of course, we went and laid charges. We went to the police to go and lay charges because indeed we believe that there are forged signatures. Do you think that the Speaker for one moment will be acting outside of the ambit of the law? Not at all. We will ensure as the Democratic Alliance that we will abide by the rule of law. And where we are in government, as the Speaker is doing that, and she's impartial, she's carrying out her duties and responsibilities to the letter of the law, and therefore she has my respect and she has my support.
And now the ANC and EFF have indicated that they will be approaching the MEC to come and intervene and possibly perhaps fire the Speaker or whatever the intervention may be, but also the courts to force the Speaker to table these motions of no confidence. What is your reaction as the DA to this now planned action by the opposition parties?
Once more, they can act according to the law, and the motions were presented here today. They prevented it from being discussed today, not the Speaker or the DA. They themselves.
Well, there was an issue of the order, respectfully.
Exactly, we've been around that one before. They have legal recourse. They must take the necessary action.
And then what happens with the current embattled mayor? I see you with the acting mayor right now. What's happening with Mr. Stevens Mokhalapa? What's his future?
Well, he's still on leave. The Federal Legal Commission has finished their investigation, and there is a report which will be presented to the Federal Executive next week, and it will be deliberated upon then.
So he's not yet fired, as it was reported earlier on by some within Tshwane.
By some, why don't you say the ANC Mathebe with his fake news?
All right.
Thank you very much. Well, that's the DA reacting to events here today in Tshwane that walkout by the EFF and the ANC and collapsing council. Certainly, they are saying that, well, if the EFF and ANC want to challenge this in court or want to the intervention of the MEC, then by all means they can go do so. But the story of the day, the DA remains in charge in Tshwane. And with that, it's back to you in studio.
Sipho Sterman, thanks very much indeed.